Welcome in to Two Country Home. So today we're going to be putting in some Contender bush beans. These are from Baker Creek seed. So we're going to plant this bed here. It's a 4x10. So 40 square feet. We'll put in 40 square feet. We'll put in 1 per foot, so 40 seeds, which hopefully I think we'll have that in here. So you can see it's a kind of a easy enough seed to plant. Green beans are one of the easier seeds to plant. So what I do is I just come along here and basically I'm going to be going 1 foot spacing along here and 1 foot that way. So I just usually put in a little furrow here. Go ahead and drop one in. See, it's fairly easy to do. I usually like to try to get them at about 6 inches. So go ahead and set your next furrow. Still some remnants of our cover cropping here, but that's not going to be a problem for these green beans. They'll won't have any issues with any remnant debris from the cover cropping. So we'll just keep coming along here. It's just as easy as that to get them in. Just make your furrow. And drop your seed in. Finish off this other half. Make sure I have enough seed to do the whole bed here. I don't usually worry too much about keeping my rows straight with a string. I can usually eyeball it. Once these get up, they'll get up pretty tall. You're not going to know whether they were straight or not. They get they get pretty tall and thick, so it doesn't get much easier with these bigger seeds as far as planting goes. Looks like we're gonna have probably just about enough to flush this bed out, which would be nice. Here, I got my potatoes kind of growing over here. Let me move them off. Get one last little furrow in right here. Finish off the other side, and then we'll cover that up. Go ahead and get some water on it. So there you have it, 3 left. Now, that one was a half of one, so 2 left, but that pretty much finishes off the bed and that package. So that worked out fairly well. Now, just want to come back and lightly, don't need to do too much here, just get them covered up. Like I say, we only went about a 3/8 half inch deep here. Don't have to go too deep. Get them in there and make contact with the soil. They're going to settle in a little bit with when we water them in. Finish this off. I think for new gardeners, this is one of the easiest things you can plant. They grow quick, fast. So you get to see within about 5 to 7 days they'll come up. Go ahead and get that watered in. This bed here will produce, each plant will produce multiple times if we don't get a frost, so get a lot of green beans off of each plant. So as you can see, we probably had 5 across by 10, so we ended up with about, in this small space, about 50 plants. So they will be thick when they come up, but that'll be fine. You just want to go ahead and get that watered in pretty well. A little bit like that. I like to come through, take my rake, just make sure I have good contact with the soil. Not really necessary, but I just like to come back through lightly, make sure everything is in there pretty well. See, the bed's a little spongy because of the cover crop under there, but that we've recently terminated and covered over. That'll be fine. Green beans will have no problem in that. Go ahead and put a little bit more watering in. Go ahead and want to keep this moist for the next about 5 days, 5 to 7. They should start coming up through. We're going to have some rain coming in, so I wanted to get these put in today. It's still pretty warm here, but hopefully there's cooler weather on its way. Well, and that's about it. Pretty much just it. I'll bring you back maybe in the next week, and then we'll follow along as these contender bush beans from Baker Creek start to come up, and then hopefully we're into production sometime around end of October, 1st of November. Should be about 75 days, 60, 75 days. So we'll bring you back, and I appreciate y'all spending some time with us tonight here at Two Country Home. We'll talk to you later.